Welcome to Threads of Gold. Today's guest is a former hockey player and the founder of the nonprofit organization Triumph Together. He's also a children's book author. He's here today to talk about the books he's written and about the organization he founded. Thank you for joining us and welcome, Jack Gates. Well, Jack, thank you for joining me today and being willing to chat with me a little bit about the books you've written and about the organization you founded, Triumph Together. I
Mhm.
want to talk about why you started Triumph Together, and I think it all goes back to the days when you were playing hockey in Colorado. So, if you don't mind, just share a little bit about how it all got started.
Yeah, of course. So I started Chomp Together in my senior year in school. I played hockey at Colorado College, and it was my senior year. There's kind of like COVID going on. There wasn't a whole lot for us to do, and I always really enjoyed giving back to the community and helping those around us. So growing up, we had a lot of fans at school and a small school. So obviously the community was very involved in what we did and supported us and just in everything that we did. So I just kind of wanted to find a way to give back. And one of my classes, we had the president of the new children's hospital in Colorado Springs come and talk to us. And I just asked her, I'm like, hey, how can I get my team involved? How can we give back? I'd love to just help out in any way. So she's like, yeah, come on by. So I brought 4 or 5 of my teammates and we went to the hospital and visited some kids and patient and we played like mini hockey sticks in the hallway and they made signs for us. We signed gear and things like that. And it just made such an impact in these kids' lives, and it took 30 minutes out of our day, and just it was just super special. So we went back and I raised some money through our school to adopt some families for Christmas and Thanksgiving and pay for them to have a good holiday season. And then we invited them to some of our games, and then we hopped on some Zoom calls with some kids who couldn't make it, and I just kind of flooded with other old teammates asking how they could get involved and what they can do at their school and how they can get kind of do what I was doing. So decided to be like that middleman and help kind of connect some of these other teams and these other hospitals. And it just kind of kept going and it was going really well. And so yeah, I just started doing that and then it just snowballed and snowballed. I just had more teams reaching out, more athletes reaching out, more kids that needed help. So that from then it just kind of went exponentially increased and the snowball effect started and we started out with 30, 40 kids the first year, and then all of a sudden it took on. This past year, we're at like over 160 kids across the country. So it's grown a lot, and it's been amazing to see kind of the support we've had, not only from the athletes and the teams, but all the hospitals and all the kids just referring one another and the families that just want to get involved.
Yeah, no, you take two of my biggest passions and combine them. I love sports and I love helping kids. And these are kids who are in the hospital. They're going through something that no kid should have to go through. And you're making these big sports dreams come true for them. And I want to chat with you a little bit about one in particular, Cooper.
Hmm.
And I've got the book right here, Super Cooper, which is one of my favorite
Yeah.
books because it's all about hockey and it's about this
Yeah.
kid Cooper, and he just seems like the coolest kid ever. And so when did you meet Cooper and can you tell us about Cooper's life?
Yeah, so he was actually like one of the first kids that we were able to help out when I was talking about when COVID was going on, kids were in the hospital. So we hopped on like a Zoom call with him because the hospital in Colorado said he was a huge hockey fan. So we had like 4 or 5 of our teammates hop on a Zoom call and just play like little games, just chat with him, hang out. And we ended up sending him some videos from some players that were on the Colorado Avalanche, the professional team. Our team like signed some sticks for him, sent him his way, and his mom responded, sending him like him opening up all the care packages and how excited he was, and then sent like how like during his like where they have to kind of move around and get out during treatment, he was playing like mini hockey sticks with his stick in the hallway with the nurses. So he was all kind of strapped up and the mom's running around with his kind of port and stuff, and he's playing hockey with all the nurses. So yeah, I just saw how passionate he was and how much we impacted him. So we definitely stayed in touch. We invited him out to some of our practices and stayed in touch with all like the teams in Colorado. And then every year I went back, I'd go and hang out with him and we go to like the arcade and stuff and invite him. So we just like kind of stayed in touch and kept going. And his family reached out to me when they were out here. Um, um, for like some hockey games. So his family was out here, and we took him to an Anaheim Ducks game and LA Kings game when they were playing the Avalanche, and just kind of created that bond and just stayed connected through all these years. And eventually, when I was just like, let's write a book, and he was an easy first choice to go off of. So yeah.
Yeah. Cooper, he just seems like the coolest kid. I
Yeah.
would love to be able to meet him in person someday, but I have seen some videos of him.
Mhm.
He just seems so cool, and I
Yeah.
would love to be able to go with him to a hockey game. It was because of this book that I'm never going to stop being a Dallas Stars fan because that's my
Yeah.
team, but I have a special place in my heart for Cale Makar and the Avalanche because of this book. Now, interestingly, so a lot of people know that Ballesteri Publishing, we only publish books about childhood cancer.
Mhm.
But we had several people had reached out to us actually asking us about, advice about how to publish books. And two people in particular had asked us if we could advise them. They had children who had life-threatening diseases that were
Mhm.
not cancer, and they wanted to share their stories. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to help them. And I started a second imprint. And it was about 2 or 3 weeks after we started the second imprint, Ashland Inc.,
Mhm.
that I was introduced to you.
Yeah. Good
And
timing.
and I know it was perfect timing. So Cooper does not have cancer. He has a rare
No.
disease that causes his bones to not develop correctly.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. His bones, yeah, he's his bones just don't grow as normal as other kids. So he's like definitely very short, like under 4 foot, even though he's like 12 years old, but his bones don't grow the same. So he's had a lot of like surgeries and has to go weekly for different procedures. But yeah, he's had a lot of like back surgeries, knee surgeries, things like that that like don't cause him to grow the same as other kids. So yeah, not cancer related, but definitely an illness that we try to help out anyone who kind of comes to our door or comes across our desk. So, but yeah, he's in a unique situation, but he always has a great attitude and kind of makes the most out of all of it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I love his attitude. I mean, he doesn't seem like it's he's going to move on. He's going to have who knows what all he's going to accomplish in life. And
Yeah.
now that this book is out there, he's won the Stanley Cup. So
Yeah, yeah. No, it was pretty cool like seeing him, and we went back after I was published, and again like the team's been so awesome. Cale Makar, who's featured in the books, was awesome, and the team, the Colorado Avalanche, just brought us in, his family, and we were able to go, and he was able to hand out all the books to all the players on the team and sign them all and kind of hang out and get a VIP experience in the locker room and before the games and get tickets to the games and everything like that. So they definitely brought us in, his family, and able to help out in any way. And so it was cool for him to be able to do this, but then we also did like a book signing with his friends and family the day after, and just seeing the support he had in there, and being able to show his teachers the book and sign them for them, and his friends coming and sending him that, just all the support he's had. Is he was definitely the king of the world for those few days, which was pretty cool.
yeah, he's become a star. And I have
Yeah,
to get his autograph. I have to get
yeah,
yours too. I still need
yeah,
yours. Yeah, no, I think that's really cool. I love how the professional athletes, they're busy. They got a lot going on, but they because they have love for kids too. How could you not care about kids? And what did Cale Makar think about the book? He's in it. He's highlighted.
yeah, yeah. No, it's super cool to see all the support, and like especially like the guys who had kids are like, oh, I love this. Like my kids are gonna love this, and like just seeing like there's a lot of kind of like there's a bunch of children's books obviously, but if it's specialized to like your certain team or certain experience, like obviously they are more into it and like their kids are involved and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean I think it's very cool that he let us do it and the team let us do it and how supportive they all were. But yeah, he was a big fan. It was cool just to see something like you see all these guys being on TV, they have all kinds of crazy things, but children's book isn't really a common theme or a common thing for these athletes to be in. So it was pretty cool, just another thing to kind of add to the repertoire.
Yeah, it is. So Triumph Together, your organization, um, so what you do is you're kind of making these sports dreams come true for kids
Yeah,
with
yeah, yeah.
these illnesses, right?
Mhm.
So I know signed gear, maybe tickets to games, meet and greets.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you do?
Yeah, we just kind of try and create a VIP experience for either these kids to look forward to, have something to look forward to, or the whole family to just enjoy it. Because, I mean, obviously they've tried to make up for last time, I guess, because they've been cooped up in the hospital for so long and don't get to experience things that obviously we take for granted, like being around in big crowds or going to sports games or rooting them on in person. So we just try and create like a fun VIP experience for the whole team. And it varies from team to team what they're able to do and obviously case by case on the kid. But usually we try and get them like tickets to games, yeah, meet and greets with players. Like football games, we get them like field passes before the game. Like hockey games, they get to like drop the puck before the game. They get locker room tours. They a lot of times they were able to get them to practice, so they watch the practice and be like introduced to the team to be like part of the team for the year, and then we get them tickets later on, and just create like a fun experience to get them like involved and know that like these players have their backs too, and they're able to support them and be with them and part of a team situation on these things that they're kind of been missing out the past few years.
Yeah, I love that. That is so much fun to me. I mean, let's just talk about uplifting and joyful, like
Yeah, it's fun
going,
for me too because I get
oh,
to go to like some of these experiences. So I get to enjoy and reap the benefits on some of these local ones too. So it's
yeah.
fun for me that I get to watch these guys on TV and different like obviously I'm hockey focused growing up and playing that, but like seeing all these other guys up close and personal, all these football teams and their facilities and how hard they work and all these things like being up close and with these athletes has been pretty like very cool for me too.
Yeah, so let's fast forward. Speaking of these
Yeah.
really fun and cool athletes, 'cause I've got your other book here too,
Hmm.
Kicking and Dreaming. Now, this
Yeah.
one was published under the Ballesteri imprint because it's about these two girls who had leukemia
Hmm.
and a dream to meet Alex Morgan from the San
Hmm.
Diego Wave. Now, you live in San Diego, so
I
maybe
do. Yeah.
it's a little bit easier for you
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
arrange. So, can you tell us about the two girls and their
Yeah.
Alex?
Yeah, I definitely had some writer. I could change it up a little bit, but yeah, so they're based on two little girls that we've helped out and has been through our organization for a while, JC and Jocelyn, and they both battled leukemia. Obviously, they kind of did at different times, but they're really good friends now. So I'm like, for the book, we'll make them battling leukemia together and the like power of friendship and things like that. So yeah, they both had their bouts with leukemia, but they're all good now, which is great. And they're big fans of soccer. And so we were able to give them an experience with the San Diego Wave where they were able to go and kind of meet them at practice, get some signed jerseys, walk out with the team before the game and just get really involved and really a part of the team. And it was pretty cool to see that like how excited they were and how much they like enjoyed playing soccer after the JC didn't actually play soccer yet. So like right after she's like, I can't wait to start playing soccer and get involved. So how excited she was and just seeing how much of an impact it makes in these girls' lives. But yeah, so they're awesome. We are very close with them, and the team again was amazing, and just letting everything in and letting us create this experience because I base it off kind of the experience last year that we did, and they invited the girls back this year to a similar experience where they're going to go and hand out the books that they signed for them to the whole team and give it to them and kind of be a whole thing for Childhood Cancer Awareness Month in September, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, which is coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also September side note is also Blood Cancer Awareness Month. So they had a blood cancer and they had childhood cancer, so it all
Yeah.
goes hand in hand. What did Alex Morgan think of the book? Have you talked to her?
I haven't talked to her specifically. I went through her agent, but I know she's I like weird story, like everyone kind of knows whatever, but like I know like her house manager bought some and I know a lot of the girls are having other babies going on, so I know they've been like in contact and getting the book and then Alex just had a baby a second baby as well. So I know she got one and I think she's gonna come in September that we can kind of share the book and get all together. But yeah, she was all on board. Obviously, there's a million things that she has going on, but be able to have her kind of be like all green light and ready to go has been pretty cool and pretty special because there's obviously you don't have to say yes to everything, but she was all on board and so nice to like all these great athletes are just so kind and so nice to all these kids that are going up and take the time out of their day. Obviously, every time you go to a game like this and their star athlete is getting thousands and thousands and thousands of people yelling at them, asking them to come over and stuff, and for them to take the time out of their day and talk to these girls and spend time with them and hang out is pretty special.
Yes, it is. I wholeheartedly agree. Have you talked to JC and Jocelyn and have they told you what they think about being the star of
Yeah.
the book?
Yeah, they're very excited. We just did a book signing near Jocelyn's house, and then Jace's excited for her friends and stuff to come in. But yeah, they're super pumped up about it, just seeing everything and seeing them in the book, and we have stickers and stuff, and just having them like be able to share it with their friends and their teachers and things like that. It's pretty cool. Just being like the star of the show, like I said, is like a very unique thing for anyone, but again, a kid that has gone through this, but to be like in a book, obviously it's not anything crazy. It's just me writing it. That's not a big deal, but I mean, to these kids, they see their face, and I try and make it as like realistic as possible. I try and base it off like of true events, and things that I've gone in the past. So I base it all off of them and try and make it look like them and their parents, and I add like their animals and their pets in it and their experience with the team, and just try and like base it off as much as I could of like real life stuff. So I think them seeing everything is pretty cool.
No, and I would say I only disagree with you about one thing in that y yes, you are a big deal because you're making this happen, and but also you're a great author. The books are fun. I think the books are joyful and celebratory, and even though they're about kids who are struggling with terrible illnesses, all that you feel when you read the book or both of the books is you just feel happy. It just makes your
Yeah.
heart happy. And just to throw this out too, both of your books also have a companion coloring and activity book
Yeah.
that go with them. And I'm actually taking some of those with me to Washington, D.C. next month to Cure Fest for Child and Cancer. So, and that includes Cooper's book too. We're going to have some coloring pages and we're going to have your website listed on those coloring pages. So, speaking of your website,
Yeah.
how can people get involved with Triumph Together? Obviously, financial donations, but what are some ways people can volunteer or get involved?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of ways. Obviously, we're kind of new, just starting out, so any sort of brand awareness or anyone who has kids that need help, like definitely reach out to us. Definitely, if there are athletes out there that want to get involved, if there's anyone in the sports world that wants to get involved, definitely reach out. And like you can reach out. Our Instagram is probably our biggest platform. Triumph underscore together underscore, and then through our website, triumphtogether.net, you can come and reach out to me directly. It's me that's going to be responding to all of these DMs and stuff since I'm here. So yeah, I'll be the one here reaching out and get involved. So feel free to reach out at all. And yeah, we're more than happy to make anything work for anyone out there.
Yeah, and again, you are in San Diego, but this is a national organization, and so
Yep.
and not just professional sports, right? College.
Yeah, so we do everything, anything that kids need, like we try and make happen. Like we've done like dream trips. Like we just had someone who's a big fan of like princesses, so we set up a we had like a princess tea party where we set something up on the beach and had their princesses come and have a nice picnic and have that happen. We like connect people with snowboarding sports and Olympic sport, like all different kinds, but yeah, collegiate sports, professional sports, whatever, we may be able to make happen.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about because I was a swimmer turned triathlete, and so I was wondering if you had any of those Olympic type sports.
Yeah, we're trying to work with some right now. A girl who's does I think it's BMX. So the biking that's going on, she's doing that. So like anything, yeah, we've done like extreme, we've done like a bunch of like a kid was a big fan of skateboarding, so we got a bunch of Olympic skateboarders to like write a bunch of notes on a board and send it to him. So anything that we can try to make happen, we're trying. So yeah, so just definitely don't feel bad for reaching out, and we'll try to do the best we can. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Okay, well, for anyone watching on YouTube, I'll have your site popped up on the screen, triumphtogether.net. And if you're listening in on a podcast app, that's pretty easy to remember, triumphtogether.net. And I guess they can find information there too about purchasing your books.
Yep, yeah, that should be on the website as well. And then yeah, you did great listing. I'm on all the sites, but yeah, Amazon and then all the other sites, and as well the coloring book too. So yeah, that's up there, and that was a great addition that I know we talked about, and we're like, why not create a coloring book? Because it's been awesome to just be able to hand them to the kids at the hospital and give them something to do while they're there, and just as an added like activity to kind of add to any sort of little baskets or things to pick me up. So I think that was a cool addition that we're able to do too.
Yeah, I think that's what our feedback is that a lot of the child life specialists, so hospitals and people who work with the kids and volunteer with the kids are just looking for ways that they don't have to just lay in bed and be bored. you know.
Yeah.
And they,
Yeah.
yeah, and now I know thanks to Cooper that, you can play hockey in the hospital.
Yeah, yeah, you can make it interesting, yeah, and figure that out. So yeah, I think that's fun too, is getting the athletes involved. We just had the Georgia football team go stop by the hospital and they're able to kind of play around and stuff like that too. So yeah, I think it's great when the athletes get to kind of spend some time, personal time with them and kind of create a different experience for them there rather than just sitting in the hospital all the time. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jack, you are doing really good things. You're the same age as my kids, and so just from one mom over here, I would just like to say I'm sure your parents are very proud of you for what you're doing with your life and making a difference in the lives of children. And I thank you just as somebody who's been doing this for decades, working with kids and in hospital situations. We need more people like you. And we definitely need people who are willing to donate to Triumph Together or get
Yeah.
involved in some capacity. Go buy the books. Um,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I always say to people, like, go buy some of the books for yourself. But while you're there, buy a whole bunch more to donate to
Yeah.
your organization so you can
Yeah.
take them to hospitals.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we have that on the link too on the Amazon too. Yeah, so if people want to donate a book, like we definitely use them wisely and give them to the kids at the hospital. So we don't really make anything off these books. They go right back to the foundation, back to the organization. So everything we make off the books is just going back to the families in need. So yeah, definitely all the support helps.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the help.
Thank you again to Jack Gates for coming on the show today to talk about the work he does at Triumph Together. To know more about what he does and to get involved, visit triumphtogether.net. Thank you for joining us today and have a great day.